No, we go in dry.
Oh, of course Will does. Of course he does, because he has no class. And here we are again on another episode of the Whole Game Crit podcast. In the room today, obviously, as you just heard, is the classless one. Absolutely classless he is. Will is on the call.
I am skilled in many trades and master of none. Get it, classless?
He's the kind of guy who
classless.
goes into an
Okay.
RPG and thinks it's okay to get level 1 on all the skills.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I played Fallout. All I did was go around and do drugs.
I can't
That's
wait
literally
to...
the only thing I did.
I can't wait to find out what you do in Fallout 4 if and when you get to play that.
Probably not buy it.
You're not going to buy it. Okay,
Yes.
we'll save that for later. Also on the call today is the laziest fucker of them all, Brandon Carey. He is on the podcast today.
I learned a fun fact today, guys. There's
What
a
fun-
reality show there's a trivia game show where the contestants are all pregnant women in labor.
Because that sounds like a great thing to put a woman through. High stress, high risk, high reward situations.
It's called Labor Games.
Oh my god.
I want to go to hell. I hope whoever made that show goes to hell.
I'm surprised you found this. I mean, you're so fucking lazy. You managed to...
It was a clip on the Soup.
Okay.
I'll
But
bet
it's
it
an
ends
actual
next
game
year
show.
Dear
during
God.
Labor Day.
Keep in mind, that means that someone in the office one day thought, let's make a show where pregnant women answer basic trivia questions while having a baby. And then someone else heard that and said, yes.
Instead of
Look,
saying
look,
you're
look.
fired and you're going to hell.
I know that you are using your own body to push out another human being into the world, to create life. But what is the capital of Taiwan land?
You know, the best part, Will, is that the host woman literally comes up to them while they're in the hospital and goes, I hear you're having a baby. Do you want to be on a game show?
Also on the also on the call today, the tenor to my alto, Matthias, he's on the call today.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
That's a good answer. Also on the call today is most likely to get stuck at a fixed point somewhere in Brooklyn. David Phillips is on the call today.
And I'm proud to say today's episode is 100% body pillow free.
Well, now you just...
So
That's
I
an
heard you're having a
oxymoron.
baby.
I'm going. Okay, you do know we have like a chart, and now we went 7 days without a body pillow incident. Now it's back to 0 again.
Well,
you know how long it took us to get there.
I'm proud to
7
say
days?
there are 0 body pillows on this episode.
Well, now I'm going to
0.
put a body pillow on this episode. All over this episode. That's just going to be the thumbnail. It's just going to be a giant body pillow.
You dick.
It probably, you know what, now that you mention it, I think I'm going to have to go find a picture of a bizarre body pillow. Maybe that Hulk one that someone
But-
made.
So use the Hulk one, but Photoshop yourself over the Hulk.
No.
And then tint yourself green.
No. I don't want anybody knowing
Yes.
what I look like on that. No! That's just so wrong. Okay, so I think we're ready to start the podcast.
So I heard you have a body pillow. Do you want to be part of a game show?
So it's now rumor time. Half-Life 3 may have been delayed because of Mass Effect 3.
What?
What?
How?
So
Wait,
Mass
you're
Effect
making this
3
up.
happened. We all hated it. We hated on it like there's no tomorrow. And one unconfirmed source was speaking to the No, that's an affiliate of Rooster Teeth. That's like their gaming news media arm thing. And they are under being anonymous. They were willing to talk a little bit about that, and they've over the last few years, they're saying that their impression so far, when speaking to the staff and everything like that, is that they saw the hate that was generated after Mass Effect 3 was such a fucking failure after such a setup, and it became a thing where they started getting nervous about their own work with Half-Life 3 because of so much hype and build they've done with the first 2 games that 3 had to go perfectly or they feared it was going to mess them up. And they said the reason why they another way you could think about it was financially it could be a scare for Valve, because this game would equate to an entire year of sales through their publishing arm. Like, whatever their publishing arm makes for a year, there's a good chance that Half-Life 3 would just about equal that. And the reason why they're able to reach those numbers was they started looking at all the free-to-play MOBA games that Valve has personally made, and they looked at how much they make per year. They got a couple statistic firms to help out collecting the data on that. And they threw out a number, which was about $750 million, and that's them being extremely generous. And, well, maybe not as generous as they should be, but they're guessing that Valve somewhere is making around $1 billion a year. So there's a good, and that's about what Half-Life 3 would probably make. So it's a financial concern. It's also fanboys hating our company and bomb threat concern, and also all that crazy shit we've seen over the last couple of years with gamers. And then after this story came out, another writer who has stated who he is at Valve, but he wasn't willing to go into a lot of details. He has had a completely different impression, but their overall opinions on Valve and what they've said about the company is more or less not conflicting with each other. So it's possible that one person's perspective of Valve is a company who is actually afraid of their fans right now, and that's why Half-Life 3 was slowed down in development. They kept saying over and over again that people on Half-Life 3 were moved on to other projects like Portal 2, Left 4 Dead stuff, and then, you know, the later games that came out, like, what was their latest one that was MOBA-based?
Dota?
Dota?
Dota 2. Dota 2 was the big one. So right now, currently, if the stories are correct, there's about 12 people working on Half-Life 3.
So, my thing with this is, we've hyped Half-Life 3 for
You
so
don't
long.
actually want Half-Life 3.
And so hard that it's going to suck. No matter how good it is going to suck. Because we have immortalized it in our heads, and there's no way it can live up to 12 years of hype.
Maybe if they PayPal us $100 every copy that's sold. Yeah,
that's what I mean when I say that you don't actually want Half-Life 3. You like the idea of a Half-Life 3 existing, but you don't actually want it.
I want it.
The best they could really do at this point is release a good Half-Life 3 that will get panned because it's Half-Life 3, lower the bar, 2 years later release Half-Life 4 and reestablish the series.
I don't think they're even going to do that. I think Half-Life 3 is going to be the last time we see a Half-Life game.
If it was
Would be
any
a nice
company,
way to end it.
if it was any company but Steam, I would vehemently disagree. But it's Steam, so
I know it's like
Valve.
they've gotten so comfortable with their publishing arm because let's face it, they're the most successful publishing company out there right now, and their publishing arm in their store is fantastic, and their UI for Steam is one of the best ones we've seen out there. I mean, it is a part of our lives right now, so. They've gotten very comfortable with this brand new direction of development that they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. So I really don't think after Half-Life 3 comes out that we are going to see another Half-Life game. It's very much possible that we might not see many of Steam games ever again. They might go full on into hardware. Even though
we might get a Portal 3 or maybe a Left 4 Dead 3.
I mean, that's a possibility. Left 4 Dead 3 was sort of confirmed, then it wasn't confirmed, so that's still up in the air.
Well, while all that is very confusing and, we don't know what we'll see when, what we're absolutely not going to see? Any AAA games from Konami. They have completely shut down their AAA gaming arm.
Yes.
Nice job with the segue there.
Very nice job with the segue. Everyone give Will a clap.
I saw an opportunity.
Okay, yeah,
that's the most I can say. But what if I want more clapping?
No.
Yay!
Okay, continue.
Well, I wasn't clapping for you. I got some great news. It's not podcast related, so go to the next story.
Konami no longer doing AAA home console titles ever. I mean, no one was really surprised when we brought it up pre-show.
We're gonna make games.
The only thing they're doing still is Pro Evolution Soccer because that has a big following in Japan, apparently.
Yeah, because that's going to put some butts in the seats.
Speaking of football.
Well, in Japan it will.
Speaking of football.
I have something about
the amount of games that they would usually get from like a Metal Gear or a Silent Hill.
I have something to say about Konami and Pro Evolution Soccer.
Go ahead.
Okay.
If you go to Steam, between the popular new releases, it has the Pro Evolution Soccer 2016 digital exclusive bundle. And if you go look at what's inside that bundle, it's just a game at no discount, no extra content. But by doing this, they show up in Steam as the popular new releases page without actually doing anything. And people can immediately see that the game itself has a shit ton of bad reviews.
Ooh!
So
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is
And-
what we call a fucking mistake.
the
And what's
first part of
worse
this
Fuck
is
Konami.
You know what's worse though? Because they recently
I love how
What-
I love how Konami.
Clay, you
Sorry.
cut off David.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't even.
I was,
Sorry, I didn't even hear him. All right, keep
It's
going.
alright. They recently said that game is catching up with FIFA. They recently just said that game is catching up with FIFA. So
You will not beat EA when it comes to milking sports. You
Never.
can't. It's impossible.
they've weaponized bullshit in terms of sports. You cannot beat the team that has weaponized bullshit sports titles.
It's a $50 game and it's a bundle. And
Yeah,
What is
there's
it
there's
nothing
bundled
else there.
with?
Nothing.
It's not really a
Nothing.
bundle.
Nothing.
They
It's
just,
just-
That's not a bundle.
They
It's
wrapped
like
it up,
Steam
sell
needs
it
to
for the
fix
same
that-
price.
Steam needs to fix that fucking shit. It's like they.
I just saved a bundle with my
This-
EA Sports shit.
I love that. I love that Konami decides we're just going to make the bundle. We're going to abuse Steam, one of our partners, so that we can trick people and maybe get some more people looking at our game. But they didn't do anything about the fact that the fucking reviews show up and it's like garbage. So it's like, what's the fucking point?
They're trying to burn every bridge they have left now. They burned the Silent Hill fans.
That's not true, David. They still have those health clubs they have in Japan.
My book says that those things are going to go downhill soon anyway.
Oh,
They make more money than any other outfit in Konami.
Honestly, I'm surprised by that too, because all you have to do is go to a fucking like manga shop in Tokyo, and you're going to have the equivalent of a day spa. Did you guys know about that?
No.
Oh, okay, so like if you go to certain manga shops in Tokyo, you'll first see the mangas, which is great, and you can read any of the mangas you want there. They showed a couple off in a YouTube video, and there was a collection of 22,000 mangas in the fucking shop.
so,
and then-
Clay, I can read any of them I want, but do I get a private room
Yes.
with Kleenex and lube?
What?
You have.
Oh my god!
They have a private room. They have private computer spaces. They have like coffee machines, hot, cold, soda machines, food machines, all just lining one of the walls. And further in the back, they got like fucking TV centers, and then they got like couch spaces, and then they got table spaces.
So
And-
I was making a joke about private porno theaters.
You could do that.
but,
You could fucking do that.
Apparently, it wasn't a joke.
Some guys in Japan, you know, like we've talked about this on the podcast before, but people in Japan, they make us look like not workaholics. They work so freaking hard, and some of them will miss the bus on the way home or the train on the way home, so they have to stay somewhere for the night. They will go to those manga shops, grab one of the cubicles, and it turns into a bed. They could just sleep there that night and read a book while they're at it, and have more space than they do at home, and make themselves a
love
nice
you,
meal there.
Japan.
It's ridiculous, and a lot of it's free.
I love you, Japan.
It's half of the
Very
shit there
good.
was free, and it was like you could just go in there and do whatever the fuck you want. You're basically just paying like for the shower usage and like some of the bigger spaces for like a couple hours, but it's mostly free. Are you fucking kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now found a race of people more sad than us.
Well, they're not sad. They're amazing. They're living great.
They're standards. What are we measuring against? Moving on.
Well, a lot of people are poor in
Wow.
the world, and they're living pretty good, very cheaply too. Anyway, but yeah, that was the thing that happened. So we should get back to Konami and their crazy, stupid fucking shit. So
I mean,
Konami is fucked up. The end.
do
Okay,
we want
let's
to talk? Should we talk about Phantom Pain now, or should we wait till later?
Talk about it now. Let's get. If we're gonna do all Konami, let's just get all the Konami shit out of the way.
So, as we talked about previously on the podcast, Kojima broke out in anger when he found out people were creeped out by his Quiet character. And this was about a year ago. And he said that once you find out why Quiet is clothed the way she is, you're gonna immediately feel like a terrible person, and you'll see that I'm right and that you're wrong. And then we find out the reason why she isn't wearing any clothing is because she has a parasite in her that is breathing through her skin, or allowing her to breathe through her skin, and she's basically become a plant. She needs sunlight.
She is photosynthetic.
Yeah, it's like she drinks water, and they also brought up this weird shit where, like, her lungs are ruined, so the bacteria or whatever that is inside of her is breathing air for her. And then they got the dumbest fucking thing in there out of all of it. They suddenly, halfway through the game, without any explanation, show her getting doused with salt water and it's reacting to her skin. And then they're like, no, that's her weakness, she'll die. They never talked about it once in the fucking game before then, and they already talked about what her weaknesses were!
So, part of this is... we'll get to, like, the whole
Calm
thing.
down, first off.
I'm angry.
Yeah, yes. So, part of what makes this really bad is that continual disconnect a lot of games have between story and character. So, story-wise, Quiet is one of the worst things, period. Gameplays-wise, she's fucking baller.
She's amazing. She is...
Yeah.
Another thing, you run into a whole bunch of super soldiers that are just like her. They are super easy to kill, while she is for some reason a badass. And they are all wearing proper clothing. She is the only one in the game with this weird-ass bug living inside of her that is completely naked.
Well, the bullshit with that
also...
is... Oh, go on,
Well, those guys aren't sexy.
Yeah, she's also...
They're BDSM
compared
affiliates.
against someone from Metal Gear Solid 3 who also does photosynthesis and stuff. And that guy is wearing, what are those sniper suits called? The ghillie suit?
Ghillie suit.
Ghillie suit and fatigues, yeah.
He's covered all over.
We're talking about the end.
And he basically has the same quote-unquote powers as her. So why does she have to be naked?
He apparently invented every sniper technique in the world.
Apparently.
What? You can't...
In Snake Eater, there's this guy who's over 100 years old. He's photosynthetic in a ghillie suit, and he's invented all the sniper techniques in the entire world.
And you fucking kill him.
See, this does... back to Quiet.
But yeah, what I was saying is, he's not naked.
Well, he's an old man,
photosynthesis and
so
stuff
that's
to
not
work.
sexy.
But she is. So
exactly, I don't know what the argument here. Like she's obviously sexy, therefore she is naked, and an old man is not sexy, therefore he's not naked. I don't know what the complication here is.
Oh, I'm just pissed off at all the stupid shit he's said. It's like there's two different things that are going on with what Kojima said. Either A, he thinks we are so fucking insanely stupid that character was good enough not to piss anybody off, or B, like, it's like I don't know what the fuck is going on with Kojima's ego, but it's so far out of the fucking moon he doesn't even see when he's got a bad idea. I mean, it's like he's acting like he's some kind of paragon of feminism or some shit like that when he says stuff like that.
He's not.
When he isn't.
Those games have been sexist for a while
I know,
now.
except he doesn't own up to it. He doesn't own up to it at all. He thinks we're the problem.
Because he doesn't recognize it. And you could do something with the sex... I'll let you speak in a minute, Brandon. Sorry. You could do something interesting with an overly sexualized character that does say something. But the problem is, this doesn't say anything except for, look how sexy she is.
He did that in Snake Eater with Eva. Like, Eva was a pretty interesting character who... Spoiler, this is some Snake Eater spoilers, she basically seduced Snake and then, stole everything from him from right under his nose because he was looking at her tits and not the fact that she was a spy.
Yeah.
James Bond. That is hardcore old James Bond.
Snake Eater is one of the best James Bond games ever.
That's specifically it. I mean, ooh, that was bad.
calm down.
Except
No, that
unlike
was
James Bond and,
that was something
like,
bouncing in my room, and it made
except
my
in a
PC
James-
case bounce.
in a James Bond movie, usually Bond is the one that dominates the woman, whereas in Snake Eater, the woman just totally makes off with all the money in the end.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like he's based several of the intro songs to Metal Gear Solid games off of Bond work. I mean, Snake Eater, the most famous example. That's what was that song? Is it Goldfinger?
Its name is literally Snake Eater.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm trying to think of like the Bond song that it was basically ripping off of.
Probably Goldfinger.
It must have been Goldfinger.
But the problem is, a lot of those songs from that era have a very same sound to them.
You're right. But it's like it's totally a Bond thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
straight up Bond. It was a good
That
example.
whole game is an homage to James Bond.
It could be seen as that. And I thought that was kind of cool, but he really does borrow way too much from freaking movies, and nothing good.
Aside from the whole Bond thing, I also understand the Big Boss is a female character that's super awesome. That is totally irrelevant.
Well, that's
she is
the
female.
boss. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
boss.
The boss.
She
The
might be the
original
most
boss.
badass female video game character.
And
If
she's
you
an
think
actual
about it.
character instead of
Yeah.
just being, oh look, I have tits.
You see, the problem is that if you look at the boss, like Brandon, you've played way more Metal Gear Solid 3 than I have. When I read the wiki and then I played the game, I felt like the wiki did way more justice to the character of the boss, explaining her story and what happened in Metal Gear Solid 3 than what Metal Gear Solid 3 actually did. Your thoughts?
Kojima did this thing where usually all that big story reveal stuff happens at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
I just felt like
Like,
the
all that
delivery
story
was so
reveal-
bad in Metal Gear Solid 3.
All that story reveal for the boss that happened at the very end of the game.
You basically need to play
Where you were the boss of a very climactic battle in a field of flowers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And to get the full story for every game, you should basically play every other game, because you learn tidbits of what happened then in other games, and yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
want to
it's a
know the
great way-
entire
it's a-
story, it's a big mess.
It's a really huge mess. I mean, it's a great way to force people to keep buying more and more of your shit, but at the exact same time, maybe it's because haven't played every single fucking thing under the sun, and it's not all complete. That timeline is not totally fresh in my head, but that was just such a fucking headache dealing with that, and that was another problem that I had with Phantom Pain. It felt like I was playing 3 different games. Ground Zeroes.
If you haven't played Peace Walker, Phantom Pain might not make much sense.
I
Yeah.
did a ton of research
Because
on it to cover
you
up
need,
that.
because it kind of relies on Peace Walker's story, because it's kind of a continuation.
Sort of. I
You
mean,
need
it's-
the Peace Walker secret ending story in order to get
Yeah.
the full. And you're not
Yeah,
really
not
going
just
to
the-
find
not
that
just
out on
Peace Walker,
yourself.
but the extra story of Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we need to discuss
What?
the beginning of Phantom Pain. We really do. So beginning of Phantom Pain. No, let's start with Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes felt like a very, very short game because, let's face it, that should have been the beginning of Phantom Pain. Although that would have been a really super fucking long beginning. But it was a complete experience. You go in, you see some horrible shit happen, you find out about torture, they talk a little bit about Cuba, you see the shit with Paz, big explosions, whole bunch of espionage and secret military governments shit going on, talk about Cuban Missile Crisis. There's a lot of great stuff there.
that happens in an hour and a half.
It happens, well, it takes about 3 to 6, depending on how much you play the fucking demo, but yeah, you're right. It can all
Well,
happen within an hour and a half.
If you do main streamline content, what we measure most gameplay time by, it's an hour and a half. Everything else is achievement hunting, which is fine.
That's
if
true.
you want to achievement hunt,
That's true.
that's cool. You can get more out of a game. But most people just playing for the story, who are not achievement hunters, will get an hour and a half out of that game.
I want to see a little bit more because people were hunting for those tapes to hear more, and that sometimes took a little.
And possibly
longer.
the XOF patches.
Yeah, if you're going blazingly fast, hour and a half, totally see it. Maybe even sooner, but that should have been the beginning of the game right there, and it wasn't. Instead, we have quote unquote big boss waking up in a hospital. Some weird shit happens dealing with dementia, explosions, and probably phantom limbs, and also
And
him going nuts.
and then a psychic child comes in, and then a man on fire comes in.
First you see a farting Psycho Mantis, and when Psycho Mantis farts, he goes flying up in the air, everything's on fire, and then there's a gigantic fire demon thing with bullets all stuck in his body.
And if you shoot him, he'll just throw the bullets at you with the power of if it gets fire.
Yeah, and just like with classic enemies, you can't kill him until you get near water.
I'm gonna need you to slow down because I feel like the acid just kicked in.
That's a very good way of talking about Phantom Pain.
Welcome to Kojima.
It's like at first,
and this is even like a fun trip, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So
the beginning of the game is so fucking confusing that I had a guy at work. I thought he was fucking nuts, but I could see where he is coming from on this. He thought that Big Boss was being led through the hospital by his instincts, which were taking on the form of a second person who was completely masked. Reason why I thought that. He thought it was a ghost. He thought he was being led out of the hospital by a fucking ghost as someone Big Boss forgot to save, or failed to save. But the guy who's leading you out is super duper fast. Almost no one can fucking see him. He suddenly will show up and disappear at just the right moment. I thought he was just an instinct of what to do and not to do, leading Big Boss out of the hospital. It turned out to be an entirely different character. I'm not going to spoil that one because that shit was ridiculous. But as you're going out of that hospital, you're still dealing with farting Psycho Mantis and his friend Flame
and
Coon.
The man in fire.
Yeah, I call him Flame Coon.
Okay, so I just have to say, please tell me, when you say farting Psycho Mantis, it is hyperbole.
No.
He's not literally farting.
There's this little girl or guy who is psychic and flying in the air.
And the wind is taking on this brown color, and it is whooshing by his body everywhere he goes. He is farting Psycho Mantis.
Okay.
I'm sorry, when did this discuss... I want you guys to start either making some sense or end the discussion.
So you get out of the hospital after some more weird shit.
Clayton's gotten farther than I have, but in the story, that has not come up again.
It does not... Well, Psycho Mantis shows up.
The Psycho Mantis kid shows up a couple times, but aside from like a couple of cameos in the story, he does not
fart anymore. Psycho Mantis stopped taking the Beano.
I found a tape about the kid, explaining who it might be.
So, I want to keep going. So
wait, I'm gonna have to cut you off because I don't want this just to become the Phantom Pain radio drama.
No, we need to talk. This is your fault. You made me wait 3 weeks. I need to talk about this.
Are you building to a very specific point, and can you do so faster without
giving me a quit cutting me off
breakdown?
Quit cutting me off. Let me get there.
I've actually lost interest in this discussion.
Shut up. Let me and Brandon talk. So we get out of the hospital, and you're still being led by the guy that is impossibly fast, doing weird shit that is impossible. And you survive a whole bunch of other shit. Suddenly, farting Psycho Mantis is soaring through the sky with a burning whale that's chasing you. And then his assistant, Flame Coon, is on a fiery unicorn. He's on a fiery unicorn, and they're chasing
And that's when Troy Baker comes in.
And that's when Ocelot shows up, and he's like somehow magically knows you're in trouble, and he's going to help you. And he gives you a gun that is very slow on the recoil. Right? That's like 100 years old.
Troy Baker voices Revolver Ocelot in this game.
Yeah. So Ocelot is like telling you, shoot, 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 and you're basically shooting, and you're outrunning a flame whale and a burning unicorn on horseback, and then suddenly it starts raining at the most perfect moment to save you, and you're in a desert environment where it's probably never gonna rain, except cinematically, of course. So that's the beginning of the game. And then you're dropped in a fucking desert and you gotta go sneak around, which the sneaking part was great, but the experiences from beginning of the game to the actual game are so outrageously different, it does not make fucking sense.
Yeah, and in my story so far, that has never come up again. Like, Ever.
And then they suddenly tie in to the other games at the last minute with these totally random characters, and then these totally random characters start doing shit that is almost completely impossible with no explanation, and then it never shows up again, and then they start talking about something else.
But that's Kojima's MO, though. Like,
it's just
I don't know if
fucking bad.
I don't know if you've played MGS2.
No, I have. It's just that it's so bad in this game compared to that one. Matthias, you've gotten through most of the main storyline. Do you agree with me on that? That it is just so much worse with this game than the other ones.
Yeah, what's also a problem with this is because you're doing all kinds of short missions and they need to make sense, they basically have a lot of filler content.
Yes.
And it doesn't... All the other games are pretty much, well, except Peace Walker, linear. And that's great if you want to build a story. But here with the open world environment and the side ops and all the small different missions, it's really hard to get a decent story out.
The main ending of Phantom Pain is fucking horrendous. It is the shittiest thing I've ever seen.
Well,
it takes way too fucking long to do.
The only reason I mention MGS2 is because that's kind of Kojima's MO, is that you just see a bunch of stuff in the story make you go, oh, that's kind of weird, but that overall makes sense.
No, and this
go,
one
oh, that's kind of weird,
sense.
but that kind of makes somewhat of it a sense.
And
then at the end, you have people go, no, that was all my plot because I'm the bad guy. And then someone else goes, no, you don't understand. Your plot was part of my plot, and I'm the bad guy. And then someone else goes, no, you're both wrong. Both of your plots are part of my plot, and I'm the bad guy.
It was me, Dio!
And you just go, what the fuck is going on? You're all crazy!
In this game, there is only one plot, but it is so impossible to follow, it does not make fucking sense. There is no mini plots, there is no guys in a circle jerking, see who's going to last long enough for their plot to be the ultra plot. There's just one guy. And you don't even know why you're chasing him or why he's in Afghanistan for about 15 hours into the game. They never tell you why you're in Afghanistan. They don't tell you why you're in Afghanistan. They just throw you in the desert and then they don't explain anything.
You're in Afghanistan to save Miller.
God damn it.
And then when you save Miller, you gotta build up Mother Base.
Oh yeah, that's a great... God damn it.
Like most of the missions game,
and yet Mother Base is not in Afghanistan. It's out in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean.
Most of the missions in this game were dedicated just to getting more resources.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So for whatever else I might say about Phantom Pain's story, I will give it this. It finally brought Clay to my side of the argument that Kojima should not be allowed to write stories.
I was with you on that side before, but I just didn't... I mean, it's like before we had a handshake on this. But right now our handshake is a death grip, Will. We are ripping each other's arms off.
That's not my hand.
God damn it.
I would just like to say that this conversation was so friggin' ridiculous, I decided to just go listen to the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
But no, David, this was my conversation. I'm the bad guy.
No,
I
Will!
don't care. It gave me an excuse to go listen to the sound.
No,
So,
Will,
Galaxy
that's not
thing.
true. Both of your conversations were part of my conversation.
So
I'm the bad guy.
I want to talk about one character in particular, and this might be a little bit of a spoiler territory for Brandon. Are you cool with that, Brandon?
No.
Damn it. Okay, there's a character who is showing you your crotch way too much, and it isn't quiet. He's all up about showing you his crotch, and then he goes away for a very fucking long time, and then he comes back for 2 levels, or 2 missions, and then he's fucking gone again. And it just is so fucking bad. It's just so bad. It's just so fucking bad. It makes me hate all blonde kids for the rest of my fucking life. It's just so bad.
Clayton, on the other hand, you get things like soldiers going, friendlies are being taken away by a balloon, send backup!
So, to bring this all back to quiet, so we've all sort of like established that, yeah, she's sort of a gross character. gameplay-wise, she's awesome.
I
If she was
will
given
say-
a better story, she'd be totally badass.
I'd say her story actually, without the weird bacteria shit, is actually pretty cool.
I mean, she
Yeah,
could
there is
have
some interesting stuff in
Yeah,
the story.
she has this is the same problem that we had with Destiny. It has bits of a story. We're not sure if it's really a story. The bits that we do know about Quiet are really, really great.
And since
Why
it's
not
the
the-
last Metal Gear game to ever exist, we are never going to know.
I know,
You
which
wanna
is
know
kind
the
of sad.
worst
We
thing about
don't know if
all-
she's alive or if she's dead. We don't know a lot about her. We learned so little because of her silent routine, which in itself was so cool. And yet everything else about it except for her gameplay was total fucking shit.
And when you do get her clothes, she looks absolutely amazing and no longer completely sexualized.
She looks adorable.
She looks
Do you want to know
badass.
what
Look
the
adorable.
worst part about all of this is?
We've said that 10 times, but go ahead.
All the crap you guys are making me say makes me want to just go play Destiny.
No.
I don't
So-
know.
Don't go to the
So
dark
why-
side.
and- oh,
Go
by
to the
the way,
dark
Clayton-
side.
By the way, Clayton, how did you beat Quiet in the boss fight?
For that bit, I didn't get to play myself, but my usual method for that kind of situation is to find two rocks that are connecting to each other, forming a pyramid, and then go around that rock, keep shooting her.
You did it wrong. Let me tell you how you're supposed
Oh,
to
I
beat
didn't try it
Quiet.
out. Well, I know some people waited till she starts like dancing in that waterfall, and then they tranked her a whole shitload.
That's also the wrong way to do it.
What is
How
the
did
Dances
right
you
in
do
the
way?
it?
waterfall.
Here's the kid, and here's how I beat her. I'm not kidding when I say this. I called a supply drop on top of her.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
That
Call a
is
supply
typical
drop
stuff.
on top of her. It will take out half of her stamina.
That is amazing. Holy
And then call
fuck.
it again, and it takes out the other half of her stamina, and you win the fight S rank.
That is the boss way of settling a match. Oh my god.
But Kojima has
Like
such
you
these
can do
really
this. You can do
really
this
good
really
ideas,
tense sniper
but-
duel between her, or you can just drop supplies on her head.
I always play the minigame where if I call supplies, I try to let it drop on my head, which is surprisingly difficult sometimes, but I never actually thought about doing it on enemies.
Yeah, it's totally a stamina killer.
So, Matthias developed a game where he dropped supplies on himself, but
Yes.
it never clicked to, I could use this on the enemy.
No,
You're
because the
awesome.
enemy constantly moves.
So
And also, I drop my supplies by grenade, not through the iDroid.
So I remember one guy playing Phantom Pain. This was the part that I was watching a Let's Play of, and the poor dude had lost his awesome D robot, his D Walker, and he was really sad about that. He goes around a corner, and then there's like a whole fleet of D Walkers just waiting for him, and they're all armed to the teeth with more shit than he had. So he had to pause for a minute and think about it, because he wanted to extract some, but he wanted to use some right now. So he's like, well, do I want the rocket launcher or do I want the minigun? Oh my goodness, this game has given me so many choices. And it's just a whole line of them. Like he's at a Walmart and he's just trying to figure
It's
out
funny because
which
my
D-Walker is the right one for him.
Usual loadout is, and I'm not kidding, a tranquilizer pistol and a grenade launcher.
Oh, that's it? That's really it?
Yeah, because I use tranquilizer for any actual fighting of people, and a grenade launcher to destroy vehicles and objects.
He went with one D-Walker that had like missiles on it and machine guns. It was pretty ridiculous looking.
Oh, I just use either D-Dog or Quiet as my buddy.
I always stay quiet.
D-Dog is pretty fun too.
Yeah.
If you're doing
I'm
a
trying
stealth
to raise my
mission,
bond with D-Horse, but... eh,
but once you
this-
get D-Dog and Quiet, D-Horse just kind of becomes irrelevant.
basically.
And that,
But-
like, it's pain in the ass to travel without him, and then you just get vehicles and you're fine.
But does D-Dog act like a sexy little kitten on the plane and stick his ass in your face?
No.
Well, then why
But he-
take him?
Because he marks things and for you, and he lets you know where everything is.
Yes, but he
You-
doesn't
you-
stick his ass in your face.
So I
You
think
can, you can make D-Horse shit on command.
Did you hear the reason why he did that? Why Kojima added shitting to the game? He thought
So
it
you
would
can
break...
place it on the street, and then if a Jeep runs by, it slips and crashes.
Oh,
Realism?
that is actually impossible, but no, you're both wrong. He said he did that was because he felt stealth games in general were too stressful, so he thought that shitting might be a great way of breaking up the stress.
Maybe for the horse, but you yourself can't shit.
Like,
okay, so this makes me question how Kojima deals with stress.
It was like, I was just thinking about it, stealth, and then your dog is shitting right next to
Like,
you.
because he wrote Sneaker, which means he has to at least seen the human world at some point in his life.
You'd think that, but then again, he lives on another little island, so maybe
But he
never
also
left
wrote
it.
MGS2.
This is just amazing to see you three fight like this.
Well, we're not fighting. We're more like just hating on Kojima a lot.
Oh, to be fair,
Do
I
you
actually
not
really,
know what the definition of the word fight is?
to be fair, I actually really liked the plot twist in MGS2. That was pretty trippy.
So
That sort of feels like saying I like the plot twist in The Sixth Sense.
So I think it's time we moved on to another story. Are you guys?
No,
ready?
I'm not talking
God.
about the character twist. I'm talking about like the plot twist at the end of the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. We're still going.
Yeah, we can move on though. We can swallow what our awesome ideas.
We can swallow. Speaking of
The
awesome
memes.
ideas, so as I said before, Madden 16 has some really bad UI issues, and people have been hating on it pretty hard for the last few weeks. It's now conglomerated into this one magical video where someone was had Arizona versus Carolina, and they snapped the ball and then fumbled it, and then for the next 10 minutes you see all the characters in the game on both sides of, on both teams, all on top of each other in like buggy glitch formation. They're just dive bombing on top of each other over and over again, and no one can get the ball. It goes for 10 minutes. Just one dude after another, all NPC characters, just like piling on top of each other in like this weird orgy mass, and then you just see a football bouncing around every once in a while. That's a bug.
That's just the game.
Well, normally someone fumbles and then catches the ball, and then everybody piles on top of it. You don't see 36 NPCs all blasting on top of each other over and over again, and then the ball is bouncing around in between
No,
them.
you don't get. That's how they designed this newest version of Madden. That's just the game.
Just so you're thinking that way of padding the experience, make the ball impossible to catch.
Sure.
Okay. So
I just think they put it together without giving half a shit.
You think they would have slapped something together, like if Bethesda made an MMO or something, just like slapped it all together?
I'm still waiting for EA to do its usual, hey, we fired everybody in Orlando, sorry, announcement. They haven't done it yet.
Yet.
They do it every year. It's like, everyone gets depressed. That's one thing I've learned down here, is that they're depressed because they worked at EA, and at the same time they're depressed because they lost work. Anyway, next story. Pokken Tournament features Pikachu in a WrestleMania outfit. Looks adorable. No excitement. No wishes to power drive.
It's pretty obvious that that's awesome. So
it's gonna be a good game. I don't have anything further to say about it.
Looks like Gravity Rush is actually going to be moving to the PS4 instead of the Vita.
And now it's called Gravity Days, I think.
No, it's still Gravity Rush.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, no. You might be right. It looks like there is Gravity Days out there, and they've also announced the sequel. And I gotta say, the artwork for the sequel that they just announced the other day is some of the best artwork I've ever fucking seen in my life. It's almost making me want to go check out that game.
You should play the first one
Was it
before
good?
you do that.
Was it good?
I mean, it's good, but it's such an obvious cliffhanger at the end that it's actually it's actually irritating.
That's a bummer.
And it's actually, I say it's good, but sometimes the controls, and I know this is going to sound funny in context of what we're playing, but it's they're kind of too floaty.
It's a Gravity game.
Yeah, when I played it on the Vita,
Let me explain what I mean by that. Because when you're fighting something, your only real means of attack is this homing kick. That you have to get some distance to your enemies and then just log on and then like dive bomb into them with your foot. But they have it's very hard to aim that, which means you often end up missing, overshooting, and turning around, trying to kick again, then missing again. And it happens so frequently that it's really annoying, but the actual game is interesting to play.
I think honestly, you're still making me excited for it, because a lot of the time with Gravity,
It's worth
you are
playing
missing
through.
a lot.
It's worth playing through.
I mean, it looks so pretty. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to do it, and I only got a PS4, so I can't do it. So yeah, maybe I'll stream
Actually,
that.
the remastered is coming to the PS4, so you can try it when it comes out.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Because I played it on Vita, it is a trippy game.
I love how I say something, Prinny didn't pay attention to it, and then he repeats it 5 minutes later. Oh well.
You ever notice how like people repeat stuff a lot in this podcast?
Yeah, they do.
Like you'll have one person say something, the other person will repeat what the guy just said verbatim.
Yeah.
If they never paid any attention to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Clay, have you noticed that we have people repeat stuff a lot on this podcast?
Yeah.
It's like we'll have someone say
Yeah,
something, and
yeah.
then someone else will repeat it almost
Yeah.
verbatim.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that? I wasn't listening.
Okay, so Minecraft Story Mode Season Pass Disc. Your thoughts?
Wait, what? I know nothing about this. What?
Okay.
Oh, did you hear that Minecraft Story Mode has a season pass now?
Well, what?
Minecraft,
It's a thoughtful game.
that episodic Telltale adventure game that isn't done yet,
Okay.
that is episodic, now has a Season Pass Disc.
Oh no.
So,
Telltale, I hate to say this to you, man, because you did such a great job with The Walking Dead, but you guys are assholes.
Well, I mean, that's
physical
What
season
every
pass
Telltale
disc.
game has a season pass. It's called the complete season.
He's right.
Like
Yeah,
this
I mean,
is not new. This is how Telltale makes their money, is by selling you the entire season up front and then giving it to you piecemeal. That's literally their entire business model.
Are they? Wait, does that mean they're done with all the episodes already?
No, they're
I
gonna
think
make.
they
It
usually-
never does.
Then how are they doing an episodic Season Pass disc?
Well, when it all comes out, it'll all.
It's a disc. How are they? What's going to be on the disc? An activator for your copy
Yeah,
of Minecraft
they're gonna
Story
do
Mode?
It's
a
page
Konami
with the
fan
Steam
in pain.
install on there.
This is so fucking
That's what I was
confusing.
gonna say.
I love it when you guys fight over something like this. All
The
they're gonna
first
do is
episodes
have the
of-
pass in the case. The case is for people who like physical items.
Let's see, No, it's not a collector's edition thing. It's
No, I'm saying it's for people who like cases.
I don't think so.
Because how much is the game?
We don't even know that yet. I don't think.
I can check. I'm gonna check Steam real quick.
There's
Like-
nothing
$29.99.
obvious written down.
No idea.
I mean, so yeah, doing a disc for a digital episodic game is a little dumb.
And no, Telltale always does it at the end of the season. Once everything's released, they release it on disc.
But it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
the
when
end of the
it's-
They're not done. They're not done with the season.
It's not on Steam.
They want to
That-
sell you a disc before the entire game is out.
Which
That's
to
the
me
problem.
says that the disc might come with episode 1, and then everything else is just going to be a patch that goes on afterwards.
Probably.
Let's see. Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1. The first episode will be called Order of the Stone. Will be released digitally worldwide on Tuesday, October 13th.
Oh no, it'll come with the first episode in the disc, and it'll have a voucher for the complete season.
Episode 1 will
Okay,
be
yeah,
available
you're
to
right.
download with Steam, Xbox Live, and Telltale Online stores on the same day. Blah 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 blah. The Android and iOS versions of Minecraft Story Mode will be released on Thursday. The information is fine, and while the problem stems to the fact that Telltale's other episodic games, which were only released on disc once the season had finished, Minecraft Story Mode will be available as a retail version from October 27th to the 30th. Developers call this Minecraft Story Mode Season Pass disc, explaining that the Order of the Stone will be available on the disc, where those who buy the retail version will get automatic access to the other 4 episodes, allowing them to download the game as soon as they're out. So, nothing on the disc at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Disc will have episode 1, and when episode 2 comes out, you have to send it in, and I give you a disc with the 2 episodes, and then you have to repeat this until everything's done.
It's sort of like Netflix.
And then they're gonna put all the discs, like from episode 1 to 4, if it had 5 episodes, into a giant landfill, and they're going to rival E.T.
The front cover of the box doesn't explain what a season pass is or how this one would work, and frankly, it seems unlikely that a salesperson is going to explain the downsides, i.e. only 20% of the game is available at launch, to the buyer when they're trying to make a sale, or if this is a huge queue waiting impatiently.
As a former Best Buy employee, that is entirely true.
At the moment, it's unclear whether or not Telltale will renege on this decision because of the backlash, given that they're not the only ones doing this. It seems unlikely. Recently, Konami sold Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain as a retail PC disc, but the only file it contained was a Steam installer, as we talked about previously.
My theory is, like I said, I think the disc is honestly just for people who like to have cases.
It's not, though, because if there was for the people that like cases, it would be a special case.
When DuckTales was originally released on... Capcom originally released DuckTales Remastered. They offered for a limited time a retail version. Didn't come with a disc. It came with a season pass and a case. This was for people who just wanted a physical release. But later, they ended up releasing a physical edition that did have a disc. Now, I don't know about that version since I have a digital version, but my theory is that it's going to be kind of like the same thing.
It's not.
I mean, this is an option.
Like, I know some of the remastered ones were very, very pretty, and they really were for the collectors at heart, but they were kind of special looking. They didn't have the same kind of crap that you see with other cases on it. They were kind of special. This one isn't special. This is just generic season pass disc crap.
I mean, dude, sometimes I would love to just print out, like, cases for the PC games I have, just so I can have them on the shelf.
Well, you wouldn't want this.
I mean, yeah, that's stupid.
David, let's put it this way. This is the kind of case you would not want on your shelf. It's not good enough to be on the shelf. I can just tell right now. No one's buying it for the shelf look.
I get where David is coming from.
Yeah, I get what he's saying,
there are some people, like, I used to sort of be this way. Some extent I still am, mostly not.
No, it's still a popular thing. Metal cases are still sold because of this. It's just that this is not an example of it. So.
I would want just the regular case. I don't care if it was the collector's edition or everything. If it was something I liked, I would take the regular case.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't like metal cases because of the insides. You know, it's hard to get the disc out. I'd rather just have a normal, ordinary plastic DVD case with the cover.
Because it's something I want in my physical collection. The only thing is, if I want it in my physical collection, I want the whole thing to be on the disc.
Yeah.
So it's part of my physical collection. I don't want a little voucher saying, hey, I bought the Steam version of this game.
I mean, this is the first game in recent memory that is going to be sold at a GameStop, but it's going to be called a Season Pass when the season is not done. This is like saying you have the Game of the Year edition when the content isn't there.
So, part of this is they might be using Season Pass differently, but Season Pass is usually something you buy in advance so that you can get all the DLC as it comes out.
That's what a Season Pass is.
Okay, digital retail, yes. In the physical world, if you have the Season Pass edition, it's like your Game of the Year edition. That's something I've seen on games before.
This is the first time I've ever heard the word Season Pass edition of a game ever.
It's out there.
I've never heard this term before up until now.
I saw Far Cry with one. You could get a special copy that had all the DLC on there. Just Cause did it as well. I had bought a...
Those are called special editions.
It wasn't a special edition.
I haven't seen...
Like, my copy of Just Cause for PS3, it wasn't a Game of the Year edition, but it had all the DLC vouchers inside the case for the Season Pass. I bought that for $20 years ago, and apparently no one used the codes before they sold it to GameStop, so I got a lot of free stuff.
So I've never heard Season Pass edition used after all the DLC is out. It could be that some people have used it, but generally Season Pass is you buy it beforehand and you get all the DLC as it comes out, which makes sense for episodic games.
So you understand the confusion, though, at least. Like, we're not talking about on Steam where you see a Season Pass and you just know because Steam has a great explanation of what that Season Pass is and what is planned. We're talking about physical copy where there's no description on the box.
Steam will usually have right there
and don't know.
Well, Steam will usually have right there in the indicator, this is just a Season Pass and you need the base game to play.
That's what I just said! It has a great explanation of everything on Steam. Yeah. Has a great description. But we're not talking about Steam. We're talking about an actual store that you walked into.
Oh yeah, and like the article said, and like you just said, retail employees suck.
Yeah, they won't know anything, and they're not going to be able.
Yes,
to help
and
you.
I am putting my fellow former retail employees under the bus. like you guys, and I'm part of it too. Don't worry, you all suck.
You're forced to suck because you can't give your honest opinion.
And we're tracked by sales and volume.
And you don't give half a shit.
Speaking of not giving half a shit, Kingdom Hearts 3 has unfortunately been delayed. Although it's not for the reason that I initially thought. I figured, okay, fine, it's a big game, it's gonna take a while, whatever. Apparently, it's not even being worked on. They are instead focusing on creating Kingdom Hearts 2.9 before they will think of releasing Kingdom Hearts 3.
I have a question. Actually. So I've been kind of looking at this, but not really. What is 2.9 supposed to actually?
Okay.
See, that's the greatest part.
2.9.
We don't know yet.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what 2.9 is.
Explain to me, please, David.
2.9 is a remake of Dream Drop Distance, or if I've called it, The Worst Thing That Happened to the World Ends With You Since the iPhone version, a prequel chapter featuring Aqua from Birth by Sleep, and some sort of weird mini-movie involving, one second, because I forgot what the hell they're called, but I guarantee...
Please say porn. Please say porn.
It is not porn. If it was porn, I would be happy. I mean, I'm already angry. I'm fucking angry.
I love your honesty there.
Okay. It's called... The third part is a thing called Kingdom Hearts X Back Cover, which is another prequel movie. And apparently, this thing is not going to be a $40 budget title like Kingdom Hearts 2, 1.5, and 2.5.
Oh my god, there's a 2.8 and a 2.9.
There's a what and a fuck what?
Apparently there is a Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and there's a Kingdom Hearts 2.9.
Okay, then what's 2.8?
I don't know.
That was 2.8 I just mentioned! What's 2.9?
And guess what? The fans are confused!
Everyone
Really?
is confused.
There's confusion here. I don't know how it could possibly be confused. It's exactly as clear as a Kojima game. It's just stall.
So we're putting version 3 on hold, and we're going to release 2.9, but then we're going to release 2.8, which is sort of like 2.9, but not 2.9, and none of it's 3.
Yes.
Matthias is great. Just
What the fuck
yes.
is wrong with
A
Square Enix?
trailer
They're just
released
making...
today for Kingdom
Here we
Hearts.
go.
Oh
Kingdom
my
Hearts
god!
2.9.
Oh my god! It gets worse. Some of that trailer that we saw for Kingdom Hearts 3 was not Kingdom Hearts 3. It was 2.8. God damn it!
I'm gonna
Hey,
throw
guy-
the fucking lap. Throwing the computer. I'm throwing the computer.
Hey guys, we need this commercial to be a little longer. You got any footage over there? I got some of this 2.8 shit. Throw it on.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? We've been
Earlier-
waiting since the PS2
Earlier this, oh my god, my jaw hurts.
years
I'm laughing
ago.
so hard.
for Kingdom Hearts 3.
This
We have
week,
got
Sony's free TGS conference. Square Enix announced they didn't even do the conference yet. They've announced before their conference that they're. God damn it. Okay, I need
What?
to calm down.
Can I
Earlier
go?
this week
Can I talk?
at Sony's pre-TGS press
Yes.
conference, Square Enix announced the bundle. It's a bundle, which will include a remake of the 3DS game Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts X back cover, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage that leads into Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, God. Okay.
Can I talk real quick? Since then, not including spin-offs, we've had Shin Megami Tensei 4 since then. And you can't get Kingdom Hearts freaking 3 out?
But
How do you...
Half-Life 3 hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, but Valve procrastinates as
Yeah, but you don't understand. They looked at Half-Life 3's business strategy and decided to adopt it.
What business
In other words,
strategy? Let's not
don't
Don't ever release the third game ever. It's over.
better than-
Done.
It's better
Only-
than fucking fan fiction that was given a budget, but now we have to wait until 2020 fucking what to play the damn thing?
No,
I'm not ready to just friggin' spoil the damn
David,
thing, go to
David,
Japan, break into the friggin' building and steal the goddamn script, and then just put it all over the internet. The
David,
script
you
is probably
should
just
check
Sora
your
lusts over
because
Riku,
I
while
smell-
Riku lusts over darkness, while Kairi lusts over Sora, while no one...
Crystals!
David, you should check your rear end because I can hear the butt hurt from here.
It is strong.
It is strong, man.
In a decade where we got the Bioshock trilogy, the friggin' we got so many other games. We got friggin' Final Fantasy XIV dying and then coming back like a phoenix from the ashes. They can't get friggin' Kingdom Hearts 3 done? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I love this.
And seriously, Clayton, Attack on Titan XLTT track.
Skipping
Play
it.
that during this.
XLTT track. What?
It's a track, it's full of rage. Use it for this section.
If I can. Copyrights. And that's literally one of the most impressive media companies that have ever been made right now.
Not being a Kingdom Hearts fan, I have no dog in this fight.
I
Your
love
dog
Kingdom
would die
Hearts.
from weight.
I'm going to move on to the next story. There's a game out there called Tailwind. If you like Studio Ghibli art style and platforming, you're probably going to like it. It's coming out soon. Let's see. Fallout 4 has started releasing videos in preparation for Fallout 4. So those are out. Go enjoy those. Have fun with that.
Yeah, they have a strength and perception video up already.
Yeah, the special videos. It's pretty cool.
What makes you special?
More details popped up about the Mirror's Edge Catalyst Collector's Edition. It's still very expensive, so skipping that one. Xenoblade Chronicles X all-character DLC is now free in the West, and they have now changed the age of one of her characters to make it less creepy. So she's now 15 years old. The end.
Wait. Less creepy, and she's 15?
Yeah, they thought that would be enough of an age increase to make it not.
Ladies and gentlemen, common sense. It ain't here.
In the Japanese version of the game, she is 13 years old.
She's also photosynthetic and she can only breathe through her skin.
She's also she's actually well developed for that age. So moving on.
But age of consent in Japan is 13. So I mean.
Yeah. So Xenoblade Chronicles is, well, they should have gone with like 18.
It doesn't matter. She's.
Well,
Let's not get in that conversation. Let's just go.
They didn't change her for Japan.
How old is the
changed her for
protagonist, though?
US.
How old is the protagonist, though?
Probably younger. Anyway.
So it's still legal.
This game is a boy lusting after his mother.
Metal
Have
Gear
fun, children!
13-year-old mother, gross. Metal Gear Solid 5 mod has unlocked all the DLC and hidden items for the game, so have fun. Pokemon Wrestling. Sony says China sales of PlayStation 4 have been limited by the censorship rules. Should I read that one?
No. I think the title just says it all.
Okay. So, China's still acting weird, but whatever, video games are working over there. Sony had announced at Tokyo Game Show that they're going to start releasing very simplistic style-colored panels for the hard disk drive casing for PlayStation 4s. So if you have a black PlayStation 4 and you feel like, I really would like a white cover on it, you can totally do that. And they had some other colors there too. We all thought they looked great. Reds and blues, and some of them are shiny, some of them are dull. Really
William
cool.
thought it was dumb.
I think Will is gonna like it the most in the end.
We've done this before. We did this with the 360.
I know, but I'm just thinking, like, you would probably take one of those if you had a PS4 and art the fuck out of it.
Yeah, but that'd be, with
But
like
Cthulhu,
paints.
Wouldn't you want a custom Cthulhu case for your PS4?
Yes, but that's paint. That's not casing.
Anyway, you could draw it on the case. So. Oh boy, that was cool. Let's see. Minecraft Story Mode. We're not talking about that.
Didn't we just talk about that?
Well, we're not talking about this other story. I'm skipping it. Mighty Number 9 demo has been quietly delayed.
As quiet as you can with the amount of people who are angry at all this.
This is again, right?
I mean,
I
this
feel
has
like
been
this has
all-
happened.
Yeah, it's happened quite a few times. Okay, so
has been all over Twitter, actually, so it is quiet as a volcano.
Well, the thing is,
Did
Mighty
you guys
Number...
stop using quiet?
Yeah,
It is
okay.
silent as a volcano. Better?
I'm not seeing a good reason as to why it's being delayed either.
Well, Mighty Number 9 has started to have a lot of issues. A lot of its screenshots are like, that looks like shit.
Yeah.
And it is not doing well, and even the main creator who's not working on the project said that's dumb and looks like shit.
Yeah.
And is sort of upset by it. So, as strong as it started out as you know, we're bringing Mega Man back, it is slowly following in the footsteps of Mega Man. So, I mean,
I get what he means, too.
in essence, it's doing what it set out to do. Maybe just not to the same end goal.
So next story, Fallout 4's Monopoly board is coming out. Looks really great. Yep, that's the thing. If you like Monopoly and you like Fallout 4, go.
Monopoly is the worst board game that was ever made.
I know.
How
but
is this a
it's so
story?
much fun.
Everything gets a Monopoly version.
remember
Persona
when
5
Pokemon had
released
one.
the trailer over the weekend, or during the week, I should say.
I thought you were about to say that Persona 5 got a Monopoly version.
Nope. No. And yeah, it's got totally Monopoly version. It's great. You should see the jail. Anyway, Persona 5 has been delayed till next summer, and they released a trailer video. It looks great. Main character looks like he's in in some kind of police station, and the police officer is beating the crap out of him while he's just smiling the entire time, blood rolling down his face.
Human rights? What are
In
those?
Japan, they don't exist. So yeah, that
It's
was-
okay, in America they don't exist either.
Yeah, I was about to
Sounds
say,
like-
that happens in the States all the time.
Get
so...
it? Get it?
The opening-
Because police?
Yep.
The Persona 5 trailer sounds a lot like the trailer for Kamen Rider Ghost, where the protagonist gets beaten the crap out of, and then he dies.
Spoilers!
Does the guy die in the trailer?
So here's the next story that I'm excited about. If you guys are ready to continue.
Oh no.
Odin Sphere
Please,
HD
continue.
Remix. They actually have enough done on their HD Remix thing to show it off at Tokyo Game Show. So you could choose, and they set up a demo, and you could choose any of the 5 characters you wanted, and you could go through a very quick, mini boss, shop room, and then final dungeon boss, and they're like basically giving the newcomers and the oldcomers a chance to see what the new changes look like. And so far, everything looks great. Biggest changes seem to be the level up. The skill systems, HP and weapon levels are gone in favor of a single experience bar, which fills as you eat fruit or defeat enemies. Phozons are now stored up not just for special attacks, but also to purchase some of the character upgrades, which sadly weren't accessible in the demo. So that is a very, very big transformation, because at one point, as we talked about before, you had to go to these crazy little restaurants and bars in the game and order crazy foods and eat them in order to get like certain things upgraded on your character, and you really needed them if you wanted to survive some of the later dungeons. So, big change. What were your thoughts, Brandon?
I wasn't paying attention.
Shame on you. I hate you so much. You bastard. It's Odin Sphere.
Oh. I'm excited for a new Odin Sphere for remake.
That is the generic response, and that isn't even what I was talking about. They merged a lot of the food and the experience points all together to one bar.
I'm not sure, because I kind of liked how in Odin Sphere you had 2 different experience meters. You had the one for you and one for your weapon.
Yeah, that is being.
That was kind of important to the game, and I don't know that might be one thing I might actually miss.
Phozons are now being used, are now stored up not for just special attacks, but also to purchase some character upgrades. So.
Depending on how they do it, that could be cool. That could work.
It shows I can't remember the prince. It was Cornelius. It shows Cornelius with a glowing sword, and he just he basically did an upward swing with it, and then you see an aerial radiant blast just like coming off the blade, and it goes in a straight path, murdering everything in front of it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love his sword. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, other than the fact that Brandon isn't paying attention during story time, it looks really great. So Let's see. Final Fantasy 15 has released more shots of people with black hair, and I guess they're trying to hide people for the next game. I guess so. Final Fantasy 15, guys with black hair. There's a dude with a beret. He's got a sword. There's a wizened guy with a fursuit. He's got a sword as well. Got a picture of the blonde chick, and she's wearing a 1970s I'm going to dance
Yes,
dress.
but where is my boy band?
There's no boy band at all in these pictures. And apparently, oh, okay, now they got some symbology shit. Apparently that kid knew the princess, and they both had dogs. One dog was black and the other one was white. Oh, the colors.
I wonder which one's the bad guy.
I think they're both heroes, actually, in that
It's
game.
probably the one with the black dog.
That's the main character.
Well, then you're the bad guy.
You're the bad guy.
Color-
Moving on.
Well, duh.
I'm the bad guy. It's all my fault.
No, all your plans were a part of my plan the whole time. I'm the bad guy.
Life is Strange may have originally planned for more than 5 episodes.
But I'd love more, but again, it's like, they've done great with what they've put out.
Yeah.
Episode 5 will probably be amazing. It'll probably be a great story, and you do not need more episodes. Yes, I would like episode 6, where you get to play grown-up Max and Chloe living together and having sex, but I mean, I'll just wait for, what's their name? Crap.
Fanfic?
Zone Tan to come up with that.
Oh, you sick bastard!
So, ironically, he was actually onto something. They were planning episodes 6, 7, and 8. And, let's see. Oh, I guess they didn't have any other details other than the fact that it looks like in the coding, they were seeing suggestions of episodes 6, 7, and 8, which are, guess not aren't happening. So, that's the thing. Pokemon Mobile is being created by the creators of Ingress, which were also the guys who, I'm not sure what Ingress was exactly. I'm assuming it was a game.
I was just about to ask that question.
Ingress is also one of those augmented reality games where they basically take your location and you have to join 1 or 2 groups, and they have special landmarks, usually like paintings and
So is it like
statues.
geocaching?
Yeah,
Sort of.
basically sort of geocaching, and then you have to attack a statue, and then you can
Oh, is
convert
this
it
the
to
Pokemon geocaching thing I keep hearing about?
No,
Oh,
Pokemon,
yes.
Pokemon Augmented Reality. It's not really geocaching.
I
Yeah,
can't.
so Ingress was basically a game like that, but sci-fi hackery instead of Pokemon E.
And
they're the one going to make the Pokemon game.
the only thing I know this studio has done before, and it was actually pretty cool, was that a few years ago at April Fool's Day, Google Maps had nothing but Pokemon inside of it. And if you collected all 150 Pokemon, Google would send you business cards with your name on it that said you were a Pokemon master. So
This wasn't the time when there were only 150 Pokemon.
No, there was way more than that. Are you kidding?
No, this was like last summer, but they only did 150.
Yeah, was it last summer? I thought it was like a couple of years ago. I guess it doesn't
It was
matter.
pretty recent, I think.
I mean, it's okay though, because there's only ever been 150 Pokemon. If there's any more, you're wrong. It should never be talking about Pokemon ever again.
For those
151?
that are new to the podcast, Braden is an elitist.
No, we call him a Gen 1.
It's also because I really,
Yes.
I'm
I
a Gen
really
1 or 2.
like after the
Gen
first
2.
150, I just couldn't follow it anymore.
Which is really fucking sad, because after the first 150 were done is where you really started seeing amazing transformations.
I would.
That as a technological marvel, Gold and Silver was really large for a Game Boy cartridge. Like, it was huge.
We talked about it on the podcast, and that was because of
Iwata.
Iwata. Yeah,
Iwata basically is
he
God and made it possible.
Yeah, as we said before, he recoded. He was recoding for Silver, and he realized he was going to use the method he used with Red. And then when he did Silver, he realized, wow, my work was terrible. So he redid his work, and then he realized he still had half the space of Red that was being used on Silver. So
Little known fact.
He put all of Kanto inside of Johto.
Little known fact, he also recoded Kingdom Hearts.
No.
I hate you so much. I hate you so
Yeah,
much
I
for
think
making
I read
that
something
stupid
about
joke.
that.
No, I don't think he was joking.
There's
No,
a
I
game
think
out.
they-
There's a game out there called Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
No.
Thank you,
can't
Clayton.
remember.
Thank you for explaining that joke.
No, he
But
didn't
I
do
actually
it.
think
He did an
Mhm.
interview.
I'm the only
with
one that got
Sora
that
Nomura.
joke. What the fuck?
He interviewed Sora Nomura, but he never. worked on it.
David, you missed the joke. He was making a recoded joke. There's a game out there called Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
I don't know what you're talking about. That game didn't exist.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
It didn't happen.
I'm sorry, you spent the
Chain of
money.
Memory-
You're gonna have to deal with it.
Chain of Memories happened. Birth by Sleep happened. Dream Drop Distance fucking happened.
Then why didn't
Recoded?
it happened?
That didn't happen.
It did. I'm sorry, it did. You're gonna have to deal. Anyway,
Is this like how there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies?
There is
And
only 3 Indiana
I'm
Jones
glad
movies.
you
What are
only
you
remember
talking
there
about?
3.
we're going
There's-
around in
yeah,
circles
there's 3.
again. Stop. So the guys who created Pokemon Go did that gag, like I guess a year ago, according to what Will found out, and apparently a few weeks afterwards, the Pokemon Company basically went over to them and they started conversations on Pokemon Go. So they made an April Fool's Day joke for Google, and then they got to work on a Pokemon AR game.
From last week, I'm
Brilliant.
still excited, so
Fucking
I will
brilliant.
play it.
I thought that was pretty great. I'm like, wow, you got to work on something so amazing because of a joke. That is the way you fucking do it.
You kids these days and your Pokemans.
And let's see, I guess I got one more story here, and this one's interesting. Again, I know you guys don't like talking about drones on the podcast, but there's now a Lily camera. There's now a Lily.
I'm a drone.
Wow, there's something wrong with this drone. It's so fucking loud.
It's loud, man!
So here's the next thing that might be happening in terms of media production. There's these drone cameras that you can. It's like they're in your hand. They have 4 helicopter blade things on it, which that's total sense. And they shut out and connect to the main body, which hosts the camera. And I'm thinking this was made in Japan because they put a weeaboo smiley eye face on it to show you that the lights are on. But essentially, you keep this thing in your hand, you throw it up in the air. Keep in mind, this is a $500 device. You just throw it up in the air, and then it starts floating on its own.
Weeaboo, Smiley, and everything.
And it's smiling at you, it's watching your every move, and it's recording everything you do.
With its creepy weeaboo eyes.
And it's HD camera.
You do realize they're in Berkeley, right?
Oh, okay, great. They're big fans of Japan, then.
No, it's just a cute little face, and this news is like ages old.
This is the first time I've actually heard anyone talking about a Lily camera.
Ages.
How old is it?
I feel, when I say ages, I'm talking in internet. So I'm talking like maybe months was the first time I saw it. But, no, it's very cool. Drones are cool. They are just not cool to talk about. Unless we have a physical drone that we are talking to and filming, it's just not interesting.
So this could... Oh, the reason why I brought this up is because now that they figured out how to do something like this and they actually got tracking technology to work on this, we might actually start seeing this being used for media, and you might see how movies are going to be changed by cameras like this. Because they already figured out how to get a 4K camera onto a fucking drone.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's crazy.
That's the thing that happens. I mean, I don't think they'll ever necessarily do it with cranes, and they'll probably still prefer helicopter shots, just you can do them a lot steadier. But yeah, you could do some cool, interesting stuff with drones, but,
There's just
that's-
no controller.
You
That's
can
to
deliver
an art-
packages with them.
How
Wait,
does
what?
it tell who you are? How does
You
it...
you do know that there is drone porn out there already, right?
Oh, God, no.
Of course. Will, I live in the internet age. Of course I know that. There's
Oh, okay, you wear a watch. It follows the watch. That's what it does. That's interesting.
This is one of
So
the things
if
where
I steal Clayton's watch, then I become Clayton in the drone's eyes.
yes, you do. You can be the next Hulk game crit. All you
Oh,
have to do
boy.
is kill him and take his watch.
I'll be next Shadow Broker.
It's like I'm on the bet we're going to start seeing these at conventions for like when they want to record like, hey, this is who's at the booth today, or hey, you want to know what PAX looks like this year? Here you go, Lily camera, soar up
Just
to the
use your
sky.
phone for that. That's what the
Lily
phone's
camera.
for.
I summon
You can't exactly get a great shot of a convention if you're sitting in the middle of the convention. You got to get a little high up.
No offense.
But the problem is they're not going to let those into conventions. They'll be like maybe one or two people licensed by the convention to be doing, drone shooting, but everyone else is still going to be stuck to floor cameras.
Well, even though, yeah, you're probably right, but hey, future technology right there. Camera, drone could follow you, no remotes, so.
I mean, yeah, it's
Personally,
cool.
I'll
but...
wait for the summonable.
It's
little
like, I can't
camera.
wait for a day where if you, like, need to go explore a cave and it's pretty high up and you can just throw a Lily camera up in the air and it just turns a light on for you so you don't fall. That would be cool.
But like I
You
said,
basically
I'm
wanna
gonna
cast
wait for
a-
the summonable.
You basically
Lily
want to
camera.
cast a light spear spell in front of you, right?
Oh, a floating spear of light, except it's technology-based? That would be the shit, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, but like, just say you want to cast spells, we'll understand.
I don't want to cast spells, I just want a light.
I want to be a wizard.
You what? You heard it here, folks, Brandon. I'm getting tongue-tied. You heard it here first, everybody. Brandon wants to be a wizard.
Science
be
is
a wizard.
indistinguishable from magic when
Black
done
or
well
white
enough.
mage? Wait, no, summoner or scholar? No, astrologian. Which one do you want to be? You have to choose a craft now.
So I guess we're done with.
Arithmetician.
I guess we're done with the news portion. So news? I mean, of what everyone's been doing. I guess.
Sure.
Metal
Mario
Gear.
Maker. I'll go
Okay.
first. Mario Maker is fun. Oh god, someone made a Mega Man level with the Mega Man amiibo and everything. You can't shoot or do any special abilities with the amiibo costumes, which is sad, because I was really hoping for that from Mega Man levels, but you can't. But on the other side, I've now realized that everyone in the world is a fucking masochist. My sister included. She made a level with the base materials, and it is difficult. I'll get the code to Will later so he can put it in like the description or anything, whatever he does. But she is a psychopath when it comes to this. I've also been finally breaking down and finishing some Final Fantasy stuff because I found out today that 3.1 doesn't come out until November, which
There's
means
a 3.1 now. What the fuck?
it's a patch, Clayton.
2.8, 2.9, 3.0. What? Ah!
Every time there's an expansion, they go to the next number.
Every time there's an expansion, there's another Kingdom Hearts game.
Final Fantasy, Clayton, not Kingdom Hearts.
So maybe
What's
we
the
should just
difference anymore?
maybe we should just not use numbers around Clay because he
Final
seems to struggle with them.
Fine. Final Fantasy 14 has a cohesive story that doesn't require 27 different control systems to understand it. There.
Well, no, thanks to the HD release, all you need is a PS3 now.
Yeah, but even then, I'm not digging my PS3 out right now. Anyway, this patch is called As Goes Light, So Goes Darkness, and it details parts of the end of 3.0.
Now
At
what
the
we
end-
need to do is get rid of the crystals, and we're all set, Brandon.
At the end, it's revealed the Amalcians have found the Warrior of Darkness, and they're going to send the Warrior of Darkness to go fuck shit up.
And you gotta go find the Warrior of Light in order to defeat him.
I am the Warrior of Light.
Oh boy. Well, mission accomplished.
We're fucked.
Yeah, that's not gonna end well. I'm really glad the Warrior of Light is not in Left 4 Dead 2. 'Cause- Wow.
Yeah, if this is the same Warrior of Light that killed Brandon by sticking a horde on him via pipe bomb, we're all fucked.
did
Yeah,
not
I mean,
mean to do
you
that.
might as well.
Yeah.
You might as like whatever characters you had a great relationship in that game. You might as well just apologize to them in advance, because I'm pretty sure the entire continent that you're on, David, is not gonna exist soon.
I have fucked up Shiva, Titan, Ramu, Leviathan, Ifrit, and Garuda.
Which is a real problem because if
Was it
was
via
like,
pipe bomb?
because it's a real problem because Ifrit is like your main method of escaping. So the only planet you could go to would be in Swotor, that really, really far away place. You know, to have Ifrit take you there. No, nope, it's not gonna happen. You're stuck in that game. Stuck in it forever.
They also announced the Void Arc, which is some really freaky shit involving some sort of airship that's like very high in the sky.
They're putting the Warrior of Light, who is supposed to be protecting the continent, up in the air. I think they went the wrong direction.
Well, no, they're not. They're not trying to protect the continent. They're trying to protect continents. Making sure that it's all poop regularly.
They put.
Wait. Maybe they understand David's true intentions whenever he's playing video games. So in order to save themselves, they kept the Warrior of Light as far away from them as possible.
You guys are dicks.
Well, no, I saw you play Left 4 Dead, you asshole.
I did too.
I did not throw that pipe bomb on purpose. You sons of bitches.
Yeah, but everything else was.
You stood back while everyone else went forward saying, I'm not going with you guys. I'm going to throw a pipe bomb. Look to where Brandon was, highlighted on your screen, the only thing highlighted, and threw a pipe bomb at him. I have seen the footage. I have edited the footage. I know what happened.
I saw this right.
And I was getting everyone ready to leave the room, and we're shooting the zombies, and you decided to open the fucking door. I'm really glad the zombies did not get in.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait till we play No More Room in Hell together, because that is going to be worse.
There's going to be no more room left in hell because you already sent everyone there, David! Multiple times!
Damn you, Warrior of Light!
I'm an asshole.
Oh,
Also, I'm like 2 levels away from
that was really fun. That was really fun.
I will also like to make a plug that on Mondays and Wednesdays, me and my friend Todd have decided to make a new set of characters just for live streaming, and we're going to level them up only during those live streams, and we're going to see how far we can get by the end of the year just by doing like a 2-hour run every 2 days a week.
Level 5.
Cool.
We got to level 6 actually on our first one. So on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, we will be streaming until 9:30 now. So we can get a little more extra time in. I am playing as a Marauder while he is going to be going Arcanist, so that we can try to do classes we're not usually good at. I usually tank as a Paladin, but I'm trying Warrior now. I usually White and Black Mage, but I'm trying something new. And he's going Arcanist because he's usually a Monk or a Black Mage.
Did anybody else get this from David's conversation? I got from him that at his really, really high-level character, killing just wasn't great anymore. So he had to go back to level 1 to get the real murder experience fully again. You know, give them a shot. Give them a chance to survive the Warrior of Light.
He wanted to show everyone how he went from a level 0, just plain person, to a level 100 mass murderer.
So mass murderer who is floating up in the sky because the continent does not want to deal with him.
And soon there will be a religion named after him.
Man, they're just letting that other guy just murder everybody, and they're like, nope, let the murderer have his fun. The Warrior of Light can stay up in that sky.
Hey, Heavensward, I uncovered a conspiracy by the Knights of the Round to bring dragons down.
And then you promptly decided to throw a pipe bomb at the dragons in retaliation.
I threw it at the Knights of the Round.
David, I hate to tell you this, but that's just their cover story. That's what they told you were doing when they put you up in the sky and then didn't let you come back
that's
down.
what the
No, David, he's right. Actually,
he's an evil asshole.
Actually, that plot by the Knights of Nine was actually part of my plot the whole time, and I am truly the bad guy.
But no, Brandon, you don't realize that all your plots were my plot, and I am the true bad guy.
And then neither of you realized that this was all secretly my plot, so that the podcast recording sounded good.
Wow, you guys really figured out
That
2.0 in a
was way
nutshell,
too
didn't
meta.
you?
Like the super bad guy of Metal Gear.
No, really. You guys accidentally
And then you
figured out
find
the plot
out
to
at the last
2.0.
second of this recording that I'm actually the good guy who was killed for believing in his country.
No, really.
Metal
You
Gear
guys
Solid
figured
3,
out
right there.
2.0 in a friggin' nutshell. Right there. I'm the good guy. No, I'm the bad guy. Good guy, bad guy, bad guy. Good guy's the bad guy? No, the bad guy is controlling the good guy who's now the bad guy. Bad guy? Good guy. He's a bad guy. No, he's a good guy.
What-
So he's a good guy. No, he's a bad guy.
Was this the only game you played this week, or was there anything else?
I played Super Mario Maker. I told you about that
yeah,
earlier.
Super Mario Maker, that's right. Alright, so that was the 2 games for David. Brandon,
Yeah.
what have you played this week other than Fallout Shelter at your, whatever?
I have been playing the shit out of Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Gear. I beat Peace Walker last week, which means I can, and Metal Gear Solid 4 last week, so now I can. So I've been spending this week playing Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
The Phantom Pain. The pain lingers. Anything else?
Yes, I purchased a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
I don't blame you. Some of those are actually pretty good.
It's a game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist.
That PS4
What?
exclusive, right?
I don't know if it's PS3 exclusive, but it's on the PS4.
Yeah, I remember seeing that
playing-
somewhere. I played
No.
that for a few minutes actually. I played the demo. That actually wasn't bad. Some of their instruction commands were a little bad compared to the Game Boy Advance version I played years and years ago. But yeah, that was still okay.
Yeah, basically that game is basically like a recap, a Cliff Notes version of all the plots of all the anime.
Yeah, a lot of people on Twitter said that that might be one of the first games that they actually might platinum for the first time in years.
Well, there's no platinum trophy, but
Yeah, I meant like, do everything in
Yeah.
the game.
But
Because
yeah, I know what you mean.
it's a little bit easier to do, and it's just all around. It's a weird one, but it's a goodie. It's a good.
and
game.
it's fun. Like I used to play the shit out of Yu-Gi-Oh years and years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Me and
It
Trap
just
Cards,
became
they
too
got
expensive
along.
to maintain that habit.
Yes. Brandon, do you hear a weird wind? I told you have to shut the window before we start the podcast.
Oh, that's from him eating that Hormel chili. You know it.
Oh my god, he's eating Hormel chili again? Oh man, he must be losing his fucking mind.
And my stomach.
Tripping balls all the way to the bathroom.
But yeah, like I'm weirdly nostalgic now. Although in that game, since you are playing as story missions, you actually do play with the decks that like the characters played as in the show. Like, so when it's Yugi versus Weevil in Duelist Kingdom, you're actually playing with that deck that Yugi played with.
So you're constantly playing with other people's deck.
And when you play with these decks, you realize it's a fucking miracle that anyone won any of their duels in the show. Because
really
their
is.
decks are pretty much all terrible.
It's
Or-
almost as if the script said they had to win.
Yeah.
So I tried playing with Yugi's deck during the demo, and I was one card away from getting Obelisk the Tormentor, and
you
then I
lost.
died.
You
And
mean
if you
Exodia?
get Obelisk, you win the game.
No, that's Exodia.
Oh, god damn, you're right, it's Exodia. There's so many god cards in that fucking game!
Well,
Did you get Mega Ultra
there's just
Chicken?
the 5 pieces of Exodia, then there's the 3 god cards, Obelisk, Slifer, and Skydrak.
There's other
and
god cards,
God.
too.
Then there's the 3 sacred beasts from
Click.
GX.
Yeah, then there's the dragons.
I don't know those.
There's the
I
Time
dropped off
Dragon, there's the God Dragons, then there's the Mech God, then there's the Fairy God.
And then
There's a
and
lot
then
of gods
later
in that
on,
game.
They released the card that is the fusion of Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra together into one beast.
It looks like 3 dragons woke up after being merged together by a crazy Russian scientist for the next Human Centipede movie.
Clayton, did
The
you end
fuck
up
are
drawing
you
Mega
talking
Ultra
about?
Chicken?
This
What'd
is
What'd you say, David?
we're talking about a children's card game.
It's a children's COD game. COD games on
Game on
motorcycles.
motorcycles.
Did you draw Mega Ultra Chicken?
No Mega Ultra Chicken this time.
At least you got what I was trying to do.
Chicken. Summon chicken.
Did you just summon 3 monsters in one turn?
I did.
Yeah, but that's against the rules. Screw the rules, I have money.
All the money.
I love the bridged anime.
Yeah, I feel sorry for that guy.
If you don't give me this blue eyes, I'm going to kidnap you.
I mean, that guy is...
No one's going to arrest me or anything.
That guy is really brilliant, but apparently he's also been dealing with depression for the last couple of years, so I kind of feel sorry for him. I hope he gets more content done. I hope he doesn't get too depressed anymore. So, anything else, or just work?
I've also played this one new game called Armello. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, Armello?
Yes, it's this kind of board game, video game thing.
No, I haven't played that one. I played I was going to play Arctello, which was a music RPG thing, but anyway, continue.
Interesting little, it's basically like cartoon animals meets Game of Thrones meets a board game.
So it's Tokyo Jungle, except way more death and sex.
I heard sex. What are we talking about?
So it's the Japanese.
Oh yeah, we triggered Will. There we go.
So the game takes place in this fictional, funny animal kingdom called Armello.
Okay.
And I say fictional. I don't know why I did.
Please tell me
because obviously it's fictional.
Please tell me their god is like Noah.
Well, no. There's this king in the kingdom, and he's becoming corrupted by an evil force called the Rot. So you're basically playing a board game of 4 different people and funny animal characters.
The crotch rot.
So this
who
is
are trying to basically take over the throne since the king's on his deathbed.
Wow.
So it's like Feliday except tamer.
Huh.
I don't know if that reference is lost on me.
It's a 1994 German adult animated neo-noir horror thriller.
How is he ever going to know what that is, David?
How do you know what that is?
What of our listeners is going to know what it is?
I doubt it.
None of our listeners are going to know what that is.
Trust me. Someone is going to know.
After they Google search it, maybe. Anyway, continue, Brandon. Or is that
it? Yeah, it's this really interesting board game that, if you haven't seen it, there's a Giant Bomb quick look on it, so you can get a bit more info about how it kind of plays like, because it's a very intricate explanation. There's a lot going on in the mechanics. But definitely check it out if you have the time. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, send me a link later. I'll check it out. So, Will, what have you been doing, man?
I have been working mainly.
Yay! He found work. Woo!
I don't mean that work. Unfortunately, I've been doing a lot of that too. But no, it's just been a lot of working on the YouTube stuff for us, and then trying to reboot a lot of the stuff for my personal channel, and writing music. And trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done for October, because I'm a complete nightmare fetishist, and October is basically my Christmas, if I liked Christmas.
How can you not like Christmas? Everyone
hate
is in
Christmas.
a good mood. You get to hang out with family.
Keep in mind, Will hates everything, so it's okay.
Think of it this way. Christmas is around one of the only vacations we fuckers take from each other. Every year. We always take off Christmas.
So I'm not going to get into that. Just suffice to say, I am a nihilist, so pretty much anything negative you've ever heard about Christmas, I will just basically repeat. However, I love Halloween. Halloween is my holiday.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love Halloween.
And
because then
for this,
wear your clothes and no one will look at you like you're a freak.
But what about Bahu Boris Dahu Doris?
What?
Welcome Christmas, come this way.
Exactly.
Halloween has Nightmare Fest, which is a festival, which is basically a 3-day rave that occurs in Maryland that is entirely Halloween and Nightmare themed. And Figure, one of the greatest dubstep producers on earth, is the headlining act who plays Halloween nights.
I'm kind of terrified by what type of music is played during a Halloween-themed rave.
What I'm understanding is that you're going to be in Maryland for 3 days straight, and you're going to be covering yourself in more of that weird green sperm stuff again, aren't you?
It depends on who's playing. It might be purple.
It might be purple.
Maybe it could be mood slime.
I hope I get another picture,
Lover.
Will. I like the last one. That was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, when I was down in North Carolina.
Yeah! now he remembers. And I'm
now.
like, really? He's not remembering what he did? It was such a good picture.
Well, that was just from a TV commercial I saw down there, and I was like, I'm gonna edit this to make it look like the Hulk is coming.
Oh god, that was so awful.
But also
Merry
in raids you
Christmas.
have what is called what are they? N2O cannons? They're like air cannons that shoot like goopy colors everywhere.
So they're slime blowers.
So they use
Yeah.
N2O.
I'm sure
Isn't
the
that
only
like
thing that's
isn't that
brown.
nitrogen?
Yes.
Nitrogen oxide.
Huh.
I think they use like the nitrogen to shoot out the goopy color. Though they didn't have any of that at last Nightmare Fest. It was just a bunch of lasers.
Your mom
So,
shoots out a goofy
wait.
color.
Wait, they use a nitrous gun to shoot nitrous. Nitrous. It's what you use in cars for turbo boost. They're shooting turbo boost at the audience?
Again,
No.
I could be wrong.
No, I think
don't
you're
know what
right.
the cannons
You
are
could do
called,
it. You could totally do it. You're right.
But they're just using it as a propellant. What they're actually shooting is the goo.
Oh, okay. I was like, they're covering the audience and ew. Sorry, I went.
Well, they are
I was
covering the
thinking
audience in
worse.
goo, which is also disgusting.
Yeah, but no, I was thinking like acid. in a way.
N2O is laughing gas and is non-flammable.
Oh,
That might be why they use it.
okay.
because it don't burn.
Also used as an oxidizer in rockets and motor racing.
Once again, everyone, Matthias is our
He's our resident Google expert.
he's our translator. He started out as a
I'm the-
weeaboo translator, but he's really really gone
I've-
into new fields.
I've leveled
He's-
up enough and I could get an extra class, so I'm also now a Wikimancer.
A Wikimancer.
He's
And-
also a recent wizard graduate, so he has his wizarding degree.
And he's a Googologist, too.
You're a wizard now, Matthew.
I'm a what?
Did you ever watch Harry
Well,
Potter?
that took me a second to get.
I love that Matthias'
Harry
name
Potter,
actually
and I still know
fits
that
the...
line.
I love that I could say
It sort of
Matthew
fits,
instead of
yeah.
Harry, and it fit. It fucking fit.
Shit.
No,
We are pathetic.
Matthias, what is your favorite spell?
No! David, we are the best podcast ever.
What is the spell you used in order to impress your wizarding teachers, Matthias? What was the spell?
Masterdus Cardus.
Bullshit.
Polymerization, I think. No, I'm pretty sure it was polymerization.
I'm not allowed to use magic outside of school grounds. So
Oh, snap. Wait. You graduated. Of course you can.
Yeah, but maybe they have that stupid bullshit where they can't use it in Muggle areas. In the world of Terra, we do not follow stupid bullshit like that.
Okay.
It could
If a
also
giant-
look like. It could
If a
also look
giant
like the.
ladybug is trying to kill you, you burn that motherfucker!
Okay. That was creepy.
It could also work like in the real world, where even though he's graduated, until he gets a real job 5 years from now, economy willing, he still has to act like a student.
There was actually a YouTube series I watched that was a Harry Potter parody where instead of going to Hogwarts, Harry Potter left when he realized that an evil sorcerer was trying to kill him and just started living out in America.
Okay. Does it
So-
have Daniel Radcliffe?
And he used his magic trick to trick people into gambling things like playing a pool game and guaranteeing himself a win with magic.
What did I do today?
Wow.
What did I do this week? I worked a lot, which is nothing new. More Rocket League. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. I was watching a lot of Let's Play videos.
The addiction is fading.
I started watching Metal Gear
Finally.
Scanlan on Giant Bomb.
Oh, it's not fading. It's just that we didn't have our tournament match today. We still need to have our semifinals, and then I have to face we gotta face the MLG Rocket League team if we win. That won this year, and then after that, regardless, we have to face the devs that made Rocket League in a no-holds-bar, rocket-based Murder Town match. So
But there is no murder takes place in Rocket League. It's friendly fun.
it's destruction. I'm just gonna ram in everybody at ultimate speed.
You don't understand
That's
when
what
you
she
do
wants.
too much
So
Rocket
you're
League.
playing the
you
Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction?
Let's put it this way. Each time, Jeff Grubb and I were supposed to have a Pokemon battle ages ago. he never fucking did it. He kept forgetting to, and then he went on to other games like a jerk. So I told him that I am out for Grub's blood in Rocket League. My Pokemon will not stop until Grub's blood is on the floor and they are lapping it up.
This is why he needs an intervention.
We're gonna
Just
need a
challenge him to
lullaby
a
here.
duel. If the loser one gets banished to the Shadow Realm, that's fine.
I don't know what
No,
you're
the
talking
winner
about.
continue.
I don't
The winner.
It's like, I love that Brandon doesn't know what... Brandon, I love that Will doesn't know what the Shadow Realm is when he is probably from the Shadow Realm.
The winner gets to live. The loser goes to Detroit.
No, we call it Wonderland, because Underland is complete dumb bullshit. I'm looking at you, Tim Burton.
I just said the winner lives and the loser goes to Detroit.
And, let's...
But they have RoboCop. I'd
So
love to meet RoboCop.
other than playing...
This is
only...
current Detroit. This has shit RoboCop.
Oh,
So
fuck.
other than playing a few games, we hit a milestone with the podcast and with my streaming. My computer is actually starting to see its limitations for
We
recording.
have 2
Really?
viewers.
So I'm forced to upgrade, and I actually have cash to do it. So Slick Deals had a sale where you can buy, which is
Slick deals again!
I know, but you're gonna love this, Brandon. They had a deal on the best 8-core CPU that was ever made, and the only reason why I was looking at it was because it came with a free motherboard, which I also need. So I now am getting apparently the best CPU on the market, and I am still under budget. Slick Deals! You gotta love them.
You paid corporate shill!
We have to be seeing the money before we're a paid corporate shell.
Yeah,
Well,
so
no, Clayton's the paid corporate shill, not us.
you're more of a corporate
Hey,
shill than I
would sell
am.
myself out in an instant for a friggin' paycheck.
So the new computer's on its way, and that means the new sound card will be used, which means that our recording method is going to change on the podcast, probably for the better. If there was any kind of issues happening with our recording, it's probably going to be fixed now.
They're finally going to use Mumble. Thank
Nope.
God.
No mumble. No
God
mumble.
fucking damn it.
I don't think I can record mumble.
Anyone
So-
can record Mumble. The software comes with recording. It comes with the software.
I meant in good
That's
quality.
free software.
I meant in good quality. I have to have a high quality when I record because it's going to lower by the time it's time to before you have to. I need high quality because when I turn it into an MP3, the quality lowers a little bit, and then when I send it to Will to create the YouTube video, it's probably going to lower in quality again somewhere along the lines, probably because my software was bad, and his is probably a little bit better. So with a sound card, we're suddenly jumping to a higher quality of control. So that's awesome.
I'm like rock hard right now. I just saw the Monster 6.66 trailer, and this is going to last longer than 4 hours. I should probably call my doctor
The
now and
Monster
tell him
Energy
how
drink?
sick it is. No, by figure. He's the dubstep.
I
artist
have
that
no
mentioned
idea
earlier.
what Will is talking about. I'm just hearing womp womp womp
Congratulations,
womp
Clayton.
monsters.
I don't know either.
Womp 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 monsters. What are you talking about?
Okay, so sort of get used to this because the month of October is a very big sort of like dubstep monsters month. Figure
Oh, we're talking
is
dubstep. That's what's going on.
Figure is a
Okay.
dubstep / jumpstep / sometimes trap music producer who is known for using horror themes in all his music, which is one of the reasons he's like my idol. And he has a series called Monsters. Monsters Volume 1 through 5 have come out over like the last 5 years. They always come out in October. This year, because it's 6, and we're all nightmare fetishists, he's coming out with Monsters 6.66, which is 66 remastered tracks / VIP mixes / hired remixes
Oh,
with
I get
6
it.
new
666.
tracks.
That's funny.
With new tracks, and all this comes out October 6th, and this has been known for a while, but he just released a trailer video for it with some new music, and it is the hypest shit ever. And
So
don't
Will is-
watch it if you're under 18.
So Will is losing his mind.
A little bit. And this will continue as we get further and closer to Halloween.
So, yeah, our recording method and probably our stream recording method is going to be better in the next... Actually, it might even be all here in time for the next podcast. Possible. Fingers crossed. So, that's it on my end. Just more.
So prepare for the next podcast to have nothing but technical difficulties.
Yeah, as I'm learning how to use my 8-core, 32-gig monstrosity of a computer.
I can hear Clayton's computer now. No, that's the wrong core. Stop putting it in there, please.
That's so wrong.
Oh
Ew.
my god.
Ew.
Oh, behave.
Oh,
You know I
my
treat my cores
goodness.
right. How dare you, Will? Okay, so that's the end of the podcast. Oh wait,
Wait.
no, it's not the end of the podcast. We
No, it's-
gotta see what we worked on.
No, we didn't do Matthias.
We did Matthias, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
I don't actually think we did, but I just played a lot of Phantom Pain
Yeah, Phantom
all
Pain,
week.
job hunting.
That's it.
Did you
and
find work
that-
yet?
No, but I'm in contact with some, so
Yay! Did you immediately get to go into the engineering stuff or no?
right now I'm talking about a job in software development,
Hey, cool.
so we'll see what that pans out.
Is the did you get to look at the game? QA test? I'll take that as a no.
That is a solid no.
Matthias,
Not
how
yet.
could you?
You know what would be great? Just one day we say something Matthias doesn't want to answer, and he just pulls out me no speaky English.
I'll remember that.
I'll try again. Matthias, did you get to try out did you get to test the game?
Of course.
That's actually worse than me no speaking English.
What do you want from him,
move
Clayton?
on.
I got 4 more chapters done. I'm gonna be doing another build before you get to test the previous build. Oh well.
I thought you were
That-
talking about something else first, so I was
No.
confused.
No. Nah. Yeah. Okay, so Matthias is basically being a lazy graduate, just like we all did it, so we can't get mad at him. No, we never get mad at Matthias anyway. So, YouTube videos. Left 4 Dead 2 is up. Minecraft videos are up. More on the way as Will figures out more of his schedule, I believe, was what I heard before, right?
Yep, trying to stick to the 2 videos a week, but we will see.
Yeah, it's, well, we all have lives, so... Sorry, we're not a media production company. We just try to act like it every once in a
It'd
while.
be nice if we were, though.
It would be nice. We could just do this all day, which...
If
I'm
we
not-
were a media,
I would actually, like, if I could make this my job, that would be great, actually.
if we were
I'm
a
so
media
glad I'm not the only
I
one with
could
that
afford more
sentiment.
video games.
And I could spend more.
I could legit spend all day doing shit like this.
I could do too.
I'd have more time to animate Rainbow Dash jumping onto David.
If I would love to start editing and all that myself, but I just don't have the time. But if it was my job, I would be able to get the time all the time because
I've actually not been doing much of the My Little Pony thing lately, so that's irrelevant, actually.
Well, no, you had it voiced as Rainbow Dash, and you made mention of it, so.
I know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so what we're saying is we now have a Patreon, and you should fund us. No, we don't have a Patreon. Don't.
Fuck
fund us.
that.
Say,
Just
get
pay
paid
me.
now? Fuck.
No, fuck that shit. Just pay me.
I will be paid in video game codes and gummy bears if it gets me a job.
I'll get you. I'm working on getting us more beta codes. We're actually going to have someone on the podcast next week, as long as. I'll edit it out. I'll probably edit it out.
He says that, but he's not going to edit it out.
I haven't
He's
heard
gonna
from them
forget.
if they really wanted to do it, and I think they have a problem where they use a different email most of the time, and then this is their business email, and they keep forgetting to check their business email.
I mean, we'll get them on when we can get them on, whether it's next week or the week after.
Yeah, I was just really hoping to do it in
Oh,
time
wait,
for their
the
game that's
week-
coming out.
Yeah, the week after, are you going to be on here? Because you said you were
Oh
gonna be
fuck,
busy.
I gotta talk about that. Yeah, so for the next month, starting on likely the 3rd, Will is probably going to be the host of the podcast for about 2 or 3 weeks straight. Are you ready for it, Will?
Nope.
Reason why is for the first time since I actually started this fucking podcast, I have to work 28 days straight in a row, 12 hours a day, and this will all likely be done during the hours of 12 to 12, which means that the normal time that we all record the podcast is probably going to be me at a computer wondering if Will needs any help with the editing. So...
I mean, we'll work out details
yeah.
off screen, but no, and I will probably not be on next week.
Yeah, which is pretty funny in itself.
Yeah. I'm not
So-
working. I'm just getting a tattoo. So I mean,
He's
my
getting-
reason's not good.
He's going Cthulhu. He's gonna go Cthulhu himself and get closer to his old god. Even though he already said that for some reason I am the speaker to his old god. Anyway.
I am the table.
And by the way, guys, Quiet is fucking OP as fuck.
Oh God, he's still talking
Yeah.
about
Jeez.
that.
I'm
Alright,
playing
so,
it right now.
So if you like our stuff, you appreciate the podcast, leave us a like on YouTube, leave a comment. If you hear anything weird in the podcast you'd like us to fix, let us know. We'll think about it, workshop it.
That's a
work in
reaction.
progress.
That's a mature reaction.
And if you
to we
really
have a problem
love
with your
us,
podcast.
send us gummy bears and game codes.
Just not the ones that give you explosive diarrhea. I gotta say
Oh,
that
oh.
yeah, that like
We need to bring that back.
We need to bring that section back one day.
And
But I am
unfortunately-
terrified of reviews on websites now.
We
because of
only
David.
bring that section back if we bring back My Immortal.
I hate to say it, Clayton.
I am
Oh,
willing to make
if
that
we-
sacrifice.
If
for
we
the
bring
cause.
back My Immortal, we're only going to bring back the version of My Immortal where I do the thing that I did with Clayton when he told his story. as you read My Immortal. That's the only way I'm ever going to read it.
Do it.
You okay with that, Will?
I'm totally good down with that. I will stipulate to that all day.
That'll be the day that I actually go buy some alcohol before
They had
joining the podcast.
sex, yo!
You could just put that on loop, sample it once, and just loop it.
No.
So, subscribe to us
I
on
want-
iTunes, everybody. Leave a comment. It really helps us out.
It helps us buy the eggnog for Christmas.
Eventually. So,
Eventually.
thank you for listening to the Hulk Anchor podcast. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and avoid Konami. Just avoid them
Konami.
like the plague.
Hashtag fuck
Fuck
Konami.
No,
You don't
fuck
need
Konami
that.
Raw.
You do not need that kind of bug on your body at any point in your life.
Fuck
So
Konami.
if you have the Konami bug, go take a shower. Say
Fuck
goodbye,
Konami
everybody.
so hard with a fucking dragon dick.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.